Hello and welcome to this India Today special. This week has been dominated in the headlines by the Gyanvapi Mosque Kashi Vishwanath temple dispute. The matter has reached the Supreme Court, which has now transferred the case out of a civil court in Varanasi to a district court. It's raised several complex issues, both legal and political. And someone who's at the center of it all is joining us now. The AIMIM MP from Hyderabad and a member of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, Asaduddin Owaisi, himself a lawyer, joins me on the show. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Owaisi. As we take stock of all that has happened in the last week, would you say that the Supreme Court has sent, in its own words, a balanced approach where it's tried to protect the rights of Muslims to do namaz at Gyanvapi, but also in a way ensured that the area where an alleged Shivling has been found is protected and sealed, and thereby achieved, as Justice Chandrachud suggested, a most needed balance?
Well, the law which I was taught by my law professors in England and in Lincoln's Inn was that the justice has to be done completely. You don't balance justice. Balance is done by politicians like me. Balance is done by anchors like Rajdeep, Sardesai, who have to balance various factors. That is the law I have learned, and that is what Article 142 tells you, that the Supreme Court has immense powers. So that takes care of that balance thing. Though the second part is that yes, what the Intizamiya committee wanted a complete stay, that we didn't get. But I must on record place my profound thanks to, in special to Advocate Ahmadi Sahab, who was ably assisted by Shadan, Ahmadi Sahab and Fuzail Ayyubi, Nizam Pasha and Shadan Farasat. They have done a tremendous job. But yes, we didn't get the order which we wanted. Now the Supreme Court have given an order that this will go to an experienced judge. Because the present lower court judge...
Has that satisfied you, the fact that at the end of the day, the Supreme Court in a way has, as I said, tried to make sure that they don't take any decision in haste? This is a sensitive matter that cannot be decided hastily. Do you agree with that or not, Mr. Owaisi?
You see, Rajdeep, when it comes to doing justice, these terms haste, balance, they don't matter. You do complete justice, that's it, simple as that. And the 5 judges' judgment on Babri Masjid Ram Mandir title suit, of which Honorable Justice Chandrachud was part of it. I'm sure you must have read the paragraph number 83, wherein the Honorable Judges said that historical wrongs should not be corrected by taking law into your hands to oppress the present, future, to oppress the present and the future. Now, if the lower courts do not follow the judgment of Supreme Court and order a survey which was not accepted by the Muslim side, you appoint a commissioner which the Muslim side didn't want, and then the Muslim side were proven true that commissioner had leaked that report. The honorable judge, without even listening to the Muslim side, without the survey report coming to him, he passes an order that this is Shivling and they should be sealed. So in that extent we were proven right, because that was an unconstitutional order given by the lower court judge, and that commissioner was completely wrong in leaking the report to the media, which unfortunately your fraternity carried a leak report.
No, 1 minute. Also, you see, we can cherry pick the observations made by the court. Justice Chandrachud observed, for example, in the court, that the ascertainment of religious character is not barred under Section 3 of the 1991 Places for Worship Act. Let's be specific, Mr. Owaisi. Section 3 of the Act leads, bar of conversion of places of worship. No person shall convert any place of worship of any religious denomination or any section thereof into a place of worship, different section of the same religious denomination or of a different religious denomination. What the judges are saying is a survey per se does not mean that a religious character has been changed. That's where it appears that the judges are being much more cautious. They are not willing to accept that you can't even do a survey tomorrow of the Gyanvapi Mosque.
Rajdeep, I didn't knew that you are the spokesperson of Honorable Judge Chandrachud. I never knew that. This is a new revelation to me.
No, I'm only telling you what he said in court. No, Mr. Owaisi, that's unfair.
Deliberately meant
no, that's unfair. I'm only saying what he said in court.
Listen to me. Listen to
Please, I'm listening.
Listen to me, Rajdeep. Rajdeep, you have a law degree. You know, you are also a non-practicing lawyer like me, but you have a law degree. Rajdeep, you also know and I also know that any intellectual exercise done in the courts of law by the judges to the lawyers, the honorable judge has asked a question and the lawyer must reply to the judge. Now this will be an intellectual dishonesty on your part. If you make it an observation of the judge. It will be second intellectual dishonesty if you make an observation as the judgment of the court.
I didn't say judgment.
Now, thirdly, was that reflected in today's... Listen to me. If it is not a judgment, why are you asking me? If it is not an observation, why are you asking me? Has that been reflected in today's order? No. That is a dialogue, what Justice Chandrachud said. Now, if every dialogue, every question that has been asked by the honorable judges to the lawyers, you take it to the level of a judgment, I am sorry, Rajdeep, that is intellectual dishonesty.
I am not taking it to a level of a judgment. It was an observation, Mr. Owaisi. It was a specific observation he made.
No, it is not even observation. You are doing an intellectual dishonesty by making an observation. That is a question was posed by the honorable judges to the lawyers, specifically to Hudayfa Ahmadi, and he replied to it. And he also said it's a dialogue. Why are you taking the level of observation, Rajdeep? Please don't do it.
Okay, let's
that is
say
not
it's a remark.
You cannot take that intellectual extent to an observation level.
Mr. Owaisi, please don't intimidate me. I can say it's a remark. Let's say it's a remark. A judge passed a remark. My point to you is it brings out in a way the limitations of the Places of Worship Act 1991 on which you and the petitioners have staged a lot of store. That you believe that this act means complete status quo in all matters on all existing places of worship. The court seems to suggest, and there are many other, let's for a moment keep the court aside, there are many legal scholars who suggest that just relying on Places of Worship Act is a dangerous narrative to take. What you should instead be looking at is an interfaith dialogue. That will resolve such contentious issues. Because tomorrow if the survey finds more and more motives that suggest there was a temple there, how are you going to combat it?
We'll go to the courts of law. These sort of cases are a test case for the courts of law to stand up and deliver justice. What interfaith dialogue? Let me give an example. Mathura, 1968, agreement has been done between Muslims and Hindus. The Muslims Muslims gave away the land of Eidgah on which a magnificent temple has been constructed. The Muslims even took off the debris of that controversial staircase. The Muslims even changed the Parnala or the drainage line. This was taken to the court, and after 55 years you go to court and say, no, nothing doing, we want to hold Eidgah. What interfaith dialogue? What do you want me to do? Do you want me to lie down and so that you can walk all over me? Then let us say we will not believe in Constitution. We will not believe in 1991 Act, which the Supreme Court has elevated to the status of basic structure. No government of the day can tinker with basic structure that was laid down clearly in Keshananda Bharati.
Are you very clear that are we very clear that Places of Worship is basic structure? Are you very clear that Places of Worship Act is basic structure?
Yes, it is, and it was upheld by the Supreme Court in Babri Masjid judgment. Paragraph number 83, the Supreme Court categorically stated that. And the intent, what was the intent of the Parliament? That 15th August 1947 period end. What was the statement of objects of 91 Act? That future controversy should not be erupted. What was said in the Parliament, I would request you that please tell your team to look at what BJP said in the Parliament Lok Sabha debate, para 684 to 691, 701 to 719. Uma Bharati in particular, then Member of Parliament, Honorable Member of Parliament had talked, what will happen to Gyanvapi Masjid? BJP lost that motion. By losing that motion, Gyanvapi Masjid is part of 91 Act.
No. The point is, tomorrow the BJP, which has a majority in Parliament, Mr. Owaisi, can repeal the Place of Worship Act. Right? At the end of the day, if you are only going to rely on the Places of Worship Act to establish control over existing masjids, or indeed the other side over other places of worship, it is subject to Parliament retaining the Places of Worship Act. If tomorrow Parliament chooses to repeal the Act, where does that leave you?
The Narendra Modi government can do anything unconstitutionally by the brute force which they have. But that is why I have said this will be a test case for the courts. Because now they will have to stand up, because it is the Supreme Court which said to the Muslims and to the country people and all our countrymen that 91 Act is basic structure of the Constitution, simple as that. That is why Muslims have an apprehension that we will lose another masjid as we lost the Babri Masjid. It started with Chabutra, then idols were placed surreptitiously, Muslims were not allowed to pray, pujas were allowed without Muslim side being heard, locks were opened, the Babri Masjid was demolished despite giving a commitment to the Supreme Court, makeshift temple, pujas are all makeshift temple, and the judgment comes and no one is not a single one is convicted. Where is an end to this nonsense? Please tell me. Tomorrow people are saying in your home state of Maharashtra and Mumbai that Haji Ali is not a dargah. So tomorrow should I go to the court and say I want to go and dig the Prime Minister residence because it is my belief that there is a masjid beneath the Prime Minister residence? Will you allow it?
Mr. Owaisi, 2 points. One is that there will be those listening to you who will say this is fear-mongering. That Mr. Owaisi is engaging in fear-mongering. Here, this is not a title suit in Kashi Vishwanath. It is only to allow right to access to worship.
Exactly.
No, which is very different.
No, Rajdeep, listen to me. If it is not a title suit and wonder what right do you want to enter my masjid, please tell me. When title is decided in favor of me, what right that gives to anyone to enter my masjid, please tell me. The more the case that 91 Act should be applied, more the case that rule of law should be applied. What is this? When the title is not the issue, you want to walk into anyone's house and say, oh no, we have our Asta over there. More the case now.
No, they are saying right to access to worship, because while you can argue that tomorrow we can go and find out what's below the Haji Ali Dargah, what's below the Prime Minister's residence, the fact is that historically there is enough evidence. No, 1 minute. No, historically there is enough evidence to show that Aurangzeb did destroy a temple. Therefore, based purely on historical fact, not Astha, you can go tomorrow and say, give me right to access to worship.
Rajdeep, please hold on to your thoughts. I am showing you the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. Let your viewers see this. Now, Swami Vivekananda says that Jagannath was an old Buddhist temple. Rajdeep, what would you do to it? Swami Vivekananda is saying that Jagannath was an old Buddhist temple. I can show you many scholars' work wherein Buddhist temples were changed. How did India, Bharat come into existence? Was it because of the Mughals came? No. 50,000 years ago, Africans came to India. 40,000 years ago, farmers from Persia, Iran came. People came from steppes. BJP and Sangh Parivar is presenting, oh no, it is only these Muslims, Arabs, Mongols. In India, apart from Adivasis and Dravidians, neither Rajdeep Sardesai, a Brahmin, belongs to India, neither Owaisi is an Indian. If that is the case, then.
No, Mr. Owaisi.
Where are we heading now? This is how Bharat came into existence.
No, that's the danger I concede when religious disputes are looked purely through a Hindu-Muslim conflict. That is very dangerous. I concede that. My point is that at the end of the day, you need rapprochement. That's why I come back to it. You need interfaith dialogue based on mutual trust. You have to find that. You've taken a particular position and you will have Hindu groups who will take a particular position. Where will that leave the country? This is 2022. I would like to see India look to the future. We are all
Exactly.
getting caught up in past
Exactly.
battles.
What Rajdeep, what interfaith dialogue do you want? A Mughal Badshah did not demolish a temple and constructed Babri Masjid. Supreme Court said that. ASI findings, Supreme Court did not find merit in it. Where is an end to this nonsense? Please tell me. What interfaith dialogue do you want? Do you want those people to walk all over me? Do you want me to leave my identity as a Muslim?
No,
so that
your
interfaith dialogue succeeds?
No, 1 minute.
What interfaith dialogue? This is not a question of Rajdeep. This is not a question of interfaith dialogue. This is a question whether the ruling party will follow rule of law or not. This is a question whether 1991 Act, which the Supreme Court themselves have said, will it be implemented as basis of the Constitution or not? This is a test case for everyone.
Is it
I have lost a masjid. Please tell me. Don't want to lose another masjid. Where is my dignity? Please tell me. Mathura issue is a classic case for you. Interfaith dialogue. You speak of interfaith dialogue. Mathura Hindus and Muslims sat together. Muslims gave away the land. Now a temple, magnificent temple is there. After 54 years, you tell me, no, we want the whole Eidgah.
Mr. Owaisi, you said this is about identity. My point is, your identity need not be locked into Aurangzeb. Your identity need not be locked into also one Mughal ruler whom now you want to, in a sense, make him a symbol in a way of a Muslim identity. Surely not. Why do you want to make Aurangzeb the symbol? You could just as easily choose Akbar and Dine Ilahi.
Rajdeep, how dare you connect me to the Mughals? How dare you connect me to the Mughals?
No,
I
you
am
said
connected
identity.
to Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Allama Fazl Khairabadi. How dare you know? How dare you do that? And who has given you the right to connect me to the Mughals?
I'm not. I'm saying
please tell me.
I'm saying your supporters are now today going and venerating Aurangzeb.
No, please tell me. No, please tell me. No, please tell me. Rajdeep, let me make a point. I'm hitting you below the belt. Are you connected to Godse? Just because you're a Brahmin? Please tell me. I take strong objection to you to connect me to Mughals.
I'm not.
I have connected to the Constitution. I have connection to this land.
Right.
And you are doing this. You are doing this, and I will not allow you to.
Mr. Owaisi,
to take away my dignity.
Mr. Owaisi.
What are you speaking, Rajdeep?
No, 1 minute.
Not at all.
Mr. Owaisi, you must understand.
Not at all. Not at all.
This is an issue of identity.
I am talking about Rajdeep in this whole discussion. No, listen to me. No, Rajdeep, listen to me. In this whole discussion, I'm talking about Constitution. I'm talking about 91 Act. I'm talking about the debates that took place in Lok Sabha. I'm talking about a judgment given by the Supreme Court. I'm talking about the waqf which is there with the Gyanvapi Masjid. I am talking about how Muslims and Hindus sat together in Mathura and solved that issue. You are connecting me to Aurangzeb. And how dare you do that?
So what's the
You
solution?
are speaking the language of Sangh Parivar. Rajdeep, please don't do it. I never thought that Rajdeep Sardesai would speak in this language.
No. 1 minute. Mr. Owaisi, let's not now. I made a point that there are people who are connecting this dispute to an identity question. Is it about identity? Sir, 1 minute.
Rajdeep.
1 minute now, sir. You said this is about the Constitution. So you tell me constitutionally how can this issue be resolved? I agree with you. I am on the same page. The only holy book that I believe is the Constitution. I believe this country's holy book should be the Constitution. You should also say that openly, that is the book I believe in, and we must go on all issues, Mr. Owaisi, by the Constitution of the country.
What is it that I am telling you so far? Am I talking about some astrology? Am I talking about some NASA space project? The discussion which you and me are having is about the Constitution. Rajdeep, may I tell you, you have done a huge mistake of connecting me to Mughals. So why don't we go back 2,000 years ago, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 50,000 years ago? Let us go back. Let us open up all the issues. And who are you connected to? I take strong objection to Rajdeep Sardesai connecting me to Mughals. Okay. I am connected to Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, to Allama Fazl Khairabadi, to Hussain Ahmad Madni, to Jawhar Bradran. I am connected to those freedom fighters who gave their lives, who did not write a letter to the Britishers asking for forgiveness. That is what I stand for. That is what I represent.
you know, there are those...
taken me to Mughals. How dare you do that?
No, I have not done that, Mr. Owaisi. You have misinterpreted what I have said, but you are welcome, welcome to have your view. My point in conclusion is this. We are entering a very dangerous period of religious polarization. We see it every day, what I call weapons of mass distraction being played out in some form or the other. It involves responsibility in a way on the government of the day. It also involves responsibility that you who have a huge following now among the community of, to try and find ways in which a solution can be found. You tell me what you see a solution. Is it only the Places of Worship Act? Is that, in your view, the only way in which this contentious issue can be resolved?
You call weapons of mass destruction. Who went to court? Me. Who went to court after solving the problem in Mathura? Me. Who's saying I'll break the stairs of Jama Masjid of Delhi? Me. Who's saying that there are 50,000 masjids which should be converted into different place of worship? Me. It is the Prime Minister of India who should take the lead. It is the Prime Minister of India who should call a meeting of National Integration Council. It is the government of the day which must ensure the country that old wounds will not be opened to fester and destroy the present generation. It is the responsibility of the government of India headed by the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. Let him say something. Will this government stand by 91 Act or not? Will this government allow all these things to, to open up old wounds? It is all, these people have right to go to courts. But what is their umbilical connection? It is the RSS. Ask them this question.
Are you saying the petitioners are surrogates of the RSS?
The petitioners have all the right to go to courts of law, but ideologically they are connected to the RSS.
But you accept that they have the right to go and ask for the right to worship. They have the right to go and ask for access to worship. They are not calling at the moment for changing the religious structure.
Well, someone went to court and said we want to go beneath the Taj Mahal. And someone cracked a joke that when someone went to beneath of Taj Mahal, they could hear human voices. And what the human voices are telling behind the doors, tell the Chowkidar to stop the Chinese from intervening and taking away and constructing a bridge at Pong Song Su Lake. That is the voices that was heard. You can go to court, no one is stopping you. But it is the responsibility of the courts to nip it in its bud. Please don't fetter these wounds. When the courts know for a fact Supreme Court has called this 91 Act the basic structure of Constitution, it is the responsibility of the courts to nip it in its bud.
My final question, do you have faith in the court or not?
Well, because I am a Muslim, you have to ask this question to me.
No.
I am asked this question so many times. Do you have faith? Do you have faith? Do you have faith? Why do you ask this question to me? Why don't you treat me as an equal Indian as you?
Mr. Owaisi, you're being unfair now.
Because you have suspicions.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
I asked you, do you have faith in the court? I will ask the same question to any public figure.
Have you asked this question to anyone else? No.
Of course I would.
No, you don't ask. No, you don't ask. You don't. Okay. You don't. You never ask this question.
Mr. Owaisi,
let me answer that question by saying what Justice J.S. Verma had said. Let me answer you. What Justice J.S. Verma said, Supreme Court is supreme but not infallible. Yes, I have belief in the Constitution that was made by Baba Sahib Ambedkar. I will continue to fight for the constitutional rights which has been guaranteed to me. I will continue to live up to and fight that rule of law is prevailed in this country, not ruled by gun. I will continue to fight those goons who have destroyed Babri Masjid despite giving commitment to Supreme Court. I will continue to have faith in those forces which do not want India to be converted into a theocratic state. That is my answer to your question.
Okay. That's the point on which I think we can end this interaction. The Constitution above all else, at least on that, I think, Mr. Owaisi, you and I are certainly on the same page, and I hope that the Constitution prevails over all else. I appreciate your joining me and speaking to me. Thank you so much.